been a while since I had consistent internet, and I'm in bed clothes. So, let's show you what I have to show you. This is the only Rimworld footage I have left. I thought I had 2 more episodes. I didn't, so I went to record some more stuff for episode number 13. And I was hit with repeated crashes. And I went to investigate what happened, and it turns out Rimworld is so heavily integrated into Steam that even if you are trying to tell it to load files from another hard drive, it won't do it. It'll load the Steam Workshop files from Steam Workshop. And what this means is that while my internet was out, a bunch of my mods got updated, including some core mods to both Combat Extended and Combat Extended Auto Patcher received 1.5 updates, as well as all of their other extension mods that we use to get all the cool weapons and armor and make combat in Rimworld a lot more lethal. And it wrecked, and 1.5 saves and mods are completely incompatible with 1.4. So, yeah. It's gone. There's nothing I can do. I want to thank everyone for going through 13 episodes with me. I hope these have been enjoyable. But this video is not entirely negative. I'm just tearing off the bad part first. And then we're going to talk about all the cool stuff. And the cool stuff starts with new podcast. We have 2 episodes out if you're watching this video. One is the overview of Warhammer Fantasy, and the other is Norska. We're actually recording the Halfling video tonight. I'm recording this the day before. We're actually recording the Halfling video tonight about Halflings in Warhammer Fantasy. And then the preceding week, we are going to be recording, oddly enough, Skaven, because that was what was requested. Also, I've already set up 2 collaborations with other people that will let us record Lizardmen and finally the Human Empire before we get into the really crazy stuff like dwarves. I'm putting dwarves off for just a little bit longer, even though they're my favorite faction. The other thing here is Kickstarter. I had to do a Kickstarter, as some of you may know, and those of you who don't, for my books, because the U.S. Postal Service, well, that happened. And because those books got stolen, that was over $5,000 of stuff that's just gone, and you guys have come through amazingly for it, including getting me to my first stretch goal, and now we're headed to try to get the second stretch goal so I can have the editors completely paid up front for the last book of Fallout Equestria and Dead Tree and the second book of Here There Be Dragons. Thank you so much. And if you want to support, it's over there. There's about 15 days left to go by the time you see this video. And it'd be really cool of you guys if you did that. Everything's linked below. The podcast, and I want to really emphasize the podcast. I'm really excited to do this because I'm finally getting to sit down and talk about Warhammer Fantasy, which was something I intended to do with Remlays 8 years ago when I first started doing Warhammer stuff, and we never got to do it. So now I get to do it, and I'm kind of excited for it. And it's kind of like little childhood me is like, look, you can either talk about BattleTech or Warhammer Fantasy, and you can do it for days. Just pick one and go. So we picked one and we're going. Here on this channel, we are gonna have a new Rimworld playthrough. I promised you guys pirates. I'm finalizing the mod list this week. Going to get the first couple of recording sessions in this week, and have the first 4 episodes pre-recorded. and then set out to edit them by next weekend. We're going to start having Rimworld out on Monday and Thursday for you guys. That way I can record, edit, and do everything Monday night and Wednesday night, or Sunday night and Wednesday night, and have the Rimworld and it not be as big of a burden / sleep deprivation to have out 4 or 5 videos a week, and instead hand out 2. So you guys will have more videos or whatever the current Let's Play is on this channel on Monday and Thursday. I'm also going to be eventually, once I get this schedule down where we have the podcast being released on a regular basis and everything, now that I'm at a place where my internet issues aren't impacting my ability to record, I'm going to start doing a science video every month. And again, that's going to be on a separate channel, because YouTube has basically, after 5.5, almost 6 years of fighting with YouTube about putting everything on the same channel, because I wanted everything in the same place, that's just not working. And I'm trying to condense it down enough that you guys have not so much from me that there's too much to look at. So that's the other factor here. I do have some game reviews lined up as well that are going to be on this channel, but for the most part, this channel is going to now be restricted to pretty much my gaming stuff. There's a separate channel now for the tabletop live stream VODs. I'm going to get the rest of those out hopefully by the end of August, so you have everything from FOE Dead Tree and the Dungeons and Dragons game we ran. Which reminds me, one of the reasons we're able to do the Warhammer podcast now is because there's a Warhammer Fantasy sign-up sheet that we're scheduled to start the day after my 10th anniversary of being on YouTube, which is in November. So it'll be my 10th anniversary making content for people between all of the things that I've ever done since YouTube and Twitch and live streaming and everything. And I want you guys to join me for it. So there's a sign-up sheet. You just have to come up with basic character concept. I'm happy to hand you the books. I'm happy to take a couple hours and sit down and help you make your character and get everything ready. And interviews, this time we're doing them privately, and then releasing the people who make it to the tables interview when they make it to the table, whether that be at the start of the campaign or later if you have to retire or leave the table for some reason. Then we can bring in someone else and release their interview to show what their character's like. This is also so we can get everyone's character pick out in October, and I can get all their artwork done in October. Moon is still going to be running the game, but yeah, Fallout Equestria only has, at the time of recording, we have 3 sessions left. Since this comes out on Monday, we probably still have 3 sessions left. I want to say 4 sessions just in case we need to extend it, but basically, after nearly 7 years, we finally have to let this one go. And so we're going to give you guys a finale that hopefully will make you content as we also start and get ready to make a new game. Pokemon Black. The Pokemon Black video will be releasing on this channel next week. I've already got the final video in my inbox. I've just got to go through it, do any final edits, which is going to take like watching the video plus 30 minutes to do any final changes and get it uploaded and the thumbnails made and everything's ready to go. I'm also scripting Pokemon X this week, and Ginger and I have made a dedication that we're going to get Pokemon X out before he goes on the cruise next month. Or in September. Before he goes on the cruise in September, we will have Pokemon X, and that will just leave 3 Pokemon videos from the Pokemon series to be finished up. I'm sorry all of this took so long. I moved. The internet at my new place has been out for the last almost 2 weeks straight. It is not, and the disaster with finding all of my books stolen has not been conducive to me being able to make stuff consistently for you guys, and I'm sorry. There's so much I wanted to have made and done by now, and it hasn't happened because of external and internal factors that have just made it difficult to function at times. But I want you guys to know I'm gonna make a renewed. We're getting the renewed effort. We're getting everything locked back down and moving forward. Speaking of new Rimworld stuff, again, I'm testing the mods right now, getting it all to work in sequence. We are going to be playing on Rimworld 1.5 with the anomaly crazy stuff involved, and we are going to be doing Cthulhuian pirates. We are the Cthulhuian pirates. We are here to stop the rise of the great old ones. And also, we happen to be pirates. I'm even restricting technologies. I've got some cool mods to make it where I can customize enemy factions, including technology and what they come equipped with and how they look and all this other crazy stuff. It's just going to be me sitting down for hours working out to do a lot of world building and then introduce you guys to the world as it comes up. And as, you know, our pirate crew hopefully doesn't get annihilated. I'm willing to give this playthrough a few chances before I say, okay, I clearly don't know how to play pirates. But that's everything. Thank you all for being here. And yeah, check out the podcast. I know I've mentioned it like 3 times. Go check out the podcast. I worked so hard on it this week. Like, you have no idea. Nearly 8 hours of just solid work to make sure that everything was correct. Anyway, thank you all for still being here. Pokemon Black next week, and White 2 will just be me sitting down doing a quick edit, because there's not a lot of scripting there because it was you guys doing it. Yeah, I'll sit down and get an edit of White 2 together and record X and hand it to Ginger. Anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow for live stream. By the way, yes, I'm still streaming on Twitch. Come over, terrorize me, please. Good night, everybody.